currently have 51 piercings, and in my life I've had around 70 piercings in total. And in this week's video, I'm going to be going through the most stupid and annoying questions that I get about my piercings. Question number 1. Why would you want to ruin such a pretty face? I can understand this question if I had tattoos all over my face, but the difference between a piercing and a tattoo is permanent, a piercing is not. Yes, it might leave a scar, but nowhere near the amount of scarring that a tattoo would leave after laser surgery to get rid of it. I could ask the same question about why people wear makeup. Why would you want to ruin such a pretty face? Because to me, I think that people look so much better without makeup on, but that's my personal opinion, just as other people have their own personal opinion. Question number 2, aren't you going to regret that when you get older? Well, no. When you invent a time machine, please let me know and I will go forward in time to ask myself this question. But there's not really an answer that I can give to this question. I have no clue how I'm going to feel about them in 5 or 10 years' time. But then again, a piercing is not permanent. A tattoo is. The question is definitely justified if it's about my tattoos rather than my piercings. But I don't think I'm going to regret my piercings when I get older, and if I do, I can just take them out, no harm done, right? Question number 3, and probably the stupidest question that I get asked, is don't they set off metal detectors? No, they don't. Every professional piercing is done using titanium, and titanium is a non-magnetic metal. So no piercings will set off metal detectors. Unless, of course, you're wearing really, really cheap jewelry that can be magnetic, and yes, it can set off metal detectors. But the funny thing is that people tend to ignore the fact that I'm in a wheelchair, which is metal, more than my piercings are. So it's quite funny when people ask me this question. I'm like, no, my wheelchair is more than likely going to set off the metal detectors compared to my piercings, and also the titanium rods in my legs and the titanium plates in the back of my neck. Question number 4. Do you take them out to sleep? No, I don't. I have 44 ear piercings. It takes a couple of days to get all of them out and about a week to put all of them back in. So no, I don't take them out to sleep. And because I physically can't sleep on my side, my piercings don't actually touch the pillow, unless my ear is swollen from a new piercing. Question number 5. Didn't that hurt? Well, yes they did, but people tend to look at my piercings as one huge piercing rather than multiple individual piercings, which that is what they are. Because if I was to get all of my ear piercings done at once, my ears would have probably fallen off. And you would think with the amount of piercings that I've had done that I would get used to the pain of them, but they still hurt the same every single time I get them done. Question number 6, why do you like them? I can ask the same question to you. Why do you like gardening? Why do you like painting? Why do you like doing what you like doing? Because you do. I like piercings because I do. I don't really have an answer for that. I like the way they look on my ears. I like getting new piercings. I like experimenting with different piercings. And if I decide that I don't like that piercing, I'll just take it out. And that brings me into question number 7. Do you do it for attention? No, I do not do it for attention. The only reason I ever get a piercing done is for myself. I have never gotten a piercing done to impress somebody else. I have never gotten a piercing to make somebody else happy. I only ever get piercings for me. And yes, I upload videos about my piercings, but that's because I like sharing my love of piercings to other people. Just like people who like to do DIY videos. They like to share their love of DIYs to other people, and that's the same thing with my piercings. I like to share my interest and share my love of piercings to you guys. But I do have to admit that I do get a slight little ego boost when somebody comes up and says, "Oh my god, I love your piercings." Yes, that feels good, but that's not the reason why I have so many piercings. It's only just for me. And question number 8 is not necessarily a question, but a response. And that is, you look better without them. Okay, your opinion is perfectly valid, just like my opinion is perfectly valid as well. I believe that people look better without makeup on, but does that mean that my opinion is valid to you? No, it's not. My opinion is valid to myself, just as your opinion is valid to you. And now this brings me into number 9, which is the dirty opinion that some people have, that I only get my tongue pierced because I like sucking dick. Definitely not true. Thankfully, I don't get that question very often, but if I'm on Tinder and I tell them that I have piercings, their immediate response is usually something like, do you have your clit pierced? Or do you have your tongue pierced? And if I tell them that I have my tongue pierced, they usually reply with something like, oh, I bet you like sucking cock, right? No, that's not why I have my tongue pierced. Just because a girl or a guy gets their tongue pierced does not mean they like sucking dick. One of the funniest responses that I got from a conversation on Tinder, when I told this guy how many piercings I have, he said, do you have your clit pierced? And I said, no. And I told him that I had lip piercings, and he asked, which lips? Which was disgusting, and I did not reply to that because I don't really want to engage in people that have that opinion of somebody with piercings. If you have any piercing or tattoo questions that you get asked a lot that you think that I've forgotten about, please write them in the comments and let me know. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up, and please subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all, and I'll see you next week. Bye!